No one ties you down as tightly as a whisper in your head. Not enough, not ready. One short sentence that locks 10 doors shut. This morning you reached for the doorknob. Then you pulled back. Not because of the lock, because of an invisible chain with a name-limiting belief. Picture two versions of you. One keeps wearing foggy glasses, sees barriers, sees lack, sees other people as better. One takes the glasses off, sees the task, sees the choices, sees the path. Two roads split from this very second. Which one do you choose? I know this pain is real. You do a lot, but you stop right at the starting line. You learn a lot, but you say it is not time yet. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are just letting an old story hold the steering wheel. Today we take it back. Why start right now? Every time you duck away, that old line grows deeper roots. With every chance you skip, it stitches one more thread into your identity. I am someone who quits. Cut the thread. Cut it now. Take a deep breath. Place your hand on your chest. Say it out loud. I am no longer limited. If you stay until the end, what do you get? One clear declaration. 3 5-minute actions to create new proof. A way to measure progress that cannot hide. No philosophy. No beating around the bush. Action. The new rules are very simple. Do not wait to feel confident and then act. Act small to build confidence. Do not wait for inspiration and then begin to spark inspiration. Do not wait for someone to unlock the door. Break the lock yourself with proof. Listen, act, see the difference. 3 steps, 1 breath, 1 decision. If the old voice returns, smile and answer back, I am no longer limited. Begin right now. Chapter 1, name your limiting belief awareness. You do not lose because you lack ability. You lose because you believe a whisper in your head. It is short. It is neat. It commands you to retreat. But wait, how many times have you stood before an opportunity and shut yourself off? How many times have you said tomorrow and then tomorrow never came? Stay until the end of this chapter. You will look straight at that whisper. You will call it by its real name. You will learn how to lock it away. Picture this. The opportunity is right in front of you. You reach for the doorknob. The old voice pops up. I am not enough. You pull your hand back. Now think about this. The old voice is not the truth. It is only a line you practice saying. Over time, it became a habit. The habit became an identity. Not vague, but crystal clear. Not I am just this way, but that is the sentence I am believing. Not denying emotion, but describing the facts. So, we begin by separating you from the sentence. You are not the sentence. You are the one hearing the sentence. I want you to do this right now. Close your eyes for 3 breaths. Hear the old voice say one familiar line. Open your eyes and say softly, that is only a sentence I am believing. Do you see it? A small shift in structure changes the weight. From I am to I am believing, the rope loosens. But wait, why name it today? Because the old voice grows stronger every time you dodge it. Every time you dodge it, scores a point. Every day it will claim more ground. You need to take back the steering wheel, not by shouting, but by using precise words, not vague but specific. Put pen to paper. Write down the 3 old beliefs that show up the most. Only 3 sentences. 5 minutes is enough. You can do it right now. Why write them down? Because what is written can be revised. What is vague will rule you. What is specific will serve you. Start with examples. I am not good enough. I am not attractive. I do not have money. I do not dare to speak. Now think about this. In the past 4 weeks, which sentence made you miss the clearest opportunity? Circle it. It takes 2 minutes, but it opens the door to a diagnosis. Not I am a coward, but that is the sentence I believed in the last meeting. Not I am bad at communication, but I felt awkward starting to speak in a crowded room. Not I am a failure, but I failed twice in area X. Do you see the pattern? Not, but. Do not label yourself. Describe the specific behavior. Do not pass a life sentence. Pin down the time in the context. So, we give the old sentence a new label. Call it old voice number one, simple but extremely useful. Why label it to create distance? With distance comes choice. With choice comes freedom. Picture this. Tomorrow the old voice pops up at the gym door. You hear it, you smile. You say, "Hello, old voice number one." In that moment, you are no longer controlled. You're the observer. The observer can give commands. The observer can choose. But wait, naming is not enough. We need evidence. Without evidence, the new sentence will be weak. With evidence, the new sentence becomes a pillar. Today, you only need the first step. 3 small moves, clear, fast, doable right now. Before we begin, one clear benefit. These 3 moves free up mental bandwidth. You criticize yourself less. You make room for action. Action 1. Write the 3 old beliefs that show up the most. Limit to 5 minutes. Set a timer. Write without editing. Action 2. Circle the sentence that cost you the most recent opportunity. 2 minutes is enough. Name the opportunity. Note the step at which you pulled back. Action 3. Give that sentence a label like a sticker. Old voice number 1. Write it big. Place it at the top of your notes page. Why do these 3 steps work? Because you move from vague to specific, from being dragged back to actively observing, from self-scolding to self-guiding. You may doubt, is this really enough? The answer is yes, because this is the foundation. Without a foundation, the house collapses. Now think about this. When did you win big? A very small win still counts. Have you ever overcome the old voice? Bring that moment back. Write one line. I walked into the meeting room even though I was shaking. Or, I sent an email to request a deadline extension. Or, I signed up for my first class. That is proof you forgot to remember. The brain tends to remember pain. The brain tends to forget progress. We will retrain your memory. One line, each day. Do not self-punish, self-train. Do not wait until you are no longer afraid to act while you are still afraid. Do not wait for perfection, accept the first draft. So, right after this chapter, you have a checklist. 3 boxes to check today. 1 box for each action. Simple, but it builds momentum. Here is what you will notice changing. The old voice still talks, but it is smaller. You are larger. You are clearer. Picture this. 1 week from now, you have 7 lines of notes. 7 moments named. 7 times you did not retreat. 7 check marks. A new foundation is forming. I do not promise a smooth road. I promise a clear direction. From here, every chapter builds on this base. The more precisely you name it, the more effective every step becomes. But wait, do not forget the rule. Not vague, but name it clearly. Not I am just this way, but that is the sentence I am believing. Keep doing exactly that. If you lose the rhythm, return to the 3 steps. Write 3 sentences, circle 1 sentence, attach 1 label. Listen, act, see the difference. You are learning how to speak to yourself. Your voice will grow steadier. Your commands will become clean. Your sentences will become precise. That is how your power returns. So, set a 5-minute timer. Do the 3 steps now. Do not wait to feel ready. You act in order to feel ready. Today is the first day of a new habit. The habit of observing, the habit of naming, the habit of taking initiative. In Chapter 2, we will trace the origin. You will discover where the old sentence came from and why it clings so tightly. I am no longer limited. Chapter 2, find the origin. The past is steering your life and you do not even know it. A sentence from someone on a distant day still orders you around today. Cut the source. Take back the wheel. But wait, why do you stop right at the door of opportunity? Not because you are lacking, but because an old sentence is pulling the handbrake. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will trace that old sentence back to where it was born. You will see it is only a lesson learned, not a life sentence. Picture this. The first time someone said you were not a fit, your heart sank. You stored it in memory as a fact. Then another rejected application. A poor test score, a teacher's frown. The brain gathers them. It writes a default script. That script runs in the background whenever you are about to accelerate. Do not blame trace it. Do not get stuck in the past, extract data from it. Do not convict yourself, separate yourself from the sentence. So, we do the work of an investigator. We run the tape backward and untangle the knot. Now think about this. When were the first 3 moments you heard this sentence? Who said it? Where were you? Do not fear memory. It is not here to weaken you. It is here so you can understand how the old sentence formed. The process usually has 3 steps: a trigger, a surge of emotion, a rushed conclusion. Not I am a failure, but that was a rushed conclusion after 2 rejections. Not I do not have what it takes, but I lacked a method during that phase. Not I am not leadership material, but I did not get guidance when I first took the role. Do you see the difference? The old sentence shuts doors. The new sentence opens paths. The facts may be the same, but wording decides direction. But wait, why is tracing so powerful? Because when you know the route the sentence travels, you know where to cut the power. You do not have to fight the past. You only need to unplug it in the present. Unplug it with understanding. Unplug it with precise language. Every season of life has influencers, family, teachers, friends, social media. They are not villains. They simply passed along what they had. Some of it is useful. Some of it is ready to be put down. Do not blame, trace it. Do not fault anyone, choose what you will keep. That is adult responsibility. Imagine a video clip. You rewind to the exact moment the old sentence appears. You stand outside and watch. You are no longer the character being compelled. From the outside, you see more clearly. You hear the tone. You see the context. You read your own emotions from the time. Now you have a choice. Keep the script as is, or rewrite it to a new version. You know the answer. So, we begin with 3 small actions. Each action unplugs it a little more. Before you do them, here's the benefit. You will reclaim your inner voice. You will reduce self-criticism. You will make room for action. Action 1. Write the first 3 moments when you heard or received this sentence. Limit yourself to 10 minutes. No need for perfect detail, just time markers and context. For example, 8th grade, a teacher said I was not suited for presenting. Freshman year, I failed my first group interview. Junior year, my best friend teased me for being shy. Action 2, mark who or what reinforced it. Family or teachers, a streak of failures, a friend group that mocked you. Write their names. Write the related events. 5 minutes is enough. The goal is to see the repeating pattern. Action 3, write 1 redefining sentence. I learned this sentence so I can learn a different one. 1 minute is enough. Read it out loud once. Why does that sentence matter? Because it returns learning authority to you. You are not boxed in. You are learning and you have the right to relearn. But wait, you may say the memory hurts too much. I understand. So we use a reframing technique. Look back not to torment yourself. Look back to collect data. Data is for redesigning your belief operating system. Do not rip it out with explosive emotions. Dismantle it with small details. You do not need to dig up everything. You only need 3 representative moments. You may ask, what if I remember it wrong? It is all right. You are writing a working version, not a courtroom record. The goal is to create distance. Distance allows you to issue new commands. New commands lead to new actions. New actions create new evidence. Every day you train a little. 1 line of notes, 1 redefining sentence, 1 read aloud. From here, a habit forms. The habit of tracing before concluding. The habit of asking, where is the evidence? The habit of asking the right questions. Not driven by the past, but using the past as a map. Not stuck in pain, but extracting lessons. Not living under a sentence, but living by a process. So, the next time the old voice pops up, pause for 1 beat. Ask 3 questions. Where did this sentence begin? Who or what reinforced it? What sentence can I learn instead? 3 questions, 3 lines of answers. 3 minutes is enough. You will notice something strange. The old sentence shrinks when you shine a light on it. The new sentence grows stronger when you repeat it. You become calm. Picture this. A week from now, you have 7 pages of notes. You begin to see the recurring threads. You know exactly when the old sentence is about to appear. That is when you take the wheel back. You steer on purpose. You change course before the car drifts to the old road. Not rigid, but flexible. Not arguing with the past, but thanking it and setting it down. Not living for other people's eyes, but living by a new standard. So, if you once heard, do not dream big change, it to I dream with a method. If you once heard you are bad at talking, change it to I practice opening a conversation for 2 minutes each day. You do not need anyone's permission to change the sentence. You are the one who writes the sentence. You are the one who signs off. You are the one who uses it. But wait, do not stop at understanding. Lock it in with a small daily ritual. This ritual is very quick. In the morning, write one redefining line. In the afternoon, mark one time you did not listen to the old voice. At night, read the new sentence once in front of a mirror. 3 moves, 3 breaths, 3 nails that secure the frame of your beliefs. You ask, how long will it take to change? There is no overnight magic, but there is a clear slope. Each week, the old voice gets 1 notch quieter. Now think about this. What are you passing to the next generation? When you relearn a sentence, your child learns courage. When you lay down a judgment, your teammate learns respect. Change the sentence, change the ecosystem around you. You are not only helping yourself, you are lifting the group. That is leadership from within. When you remember the best teacher of your life, what do you remember? Not the grades, a redefining sentence. I believe you can learn. You only need a method. Start small to go far. Today you are that teacher for yourself. You assign yourself work that fits your ability. You grade yourself by progress, not perfection. And if a day gets very hard, return to the 3 markers, write 3 moments. Mark the people and events. Write 1 relearned sentence. The tool does not change. You change. You grow stronger by how you use the tool. That is the muscle of a new identity. In Chapter 3, we will dissect wording to sharpen your daily language. You will learn how to replace absolutes with precise descriptions that open up choices. I am no longer limited. Chapter 3, dissect your language. Words like always, never, and everything can bind you tighter than handcuffs. 1 wrong word can tilt an entire life off course. Unlock it with precise language. But wait, have you ever said I always fail and your brain instantly replayed every stumble? That sentence does more than tell a story. It orders your eyes to search for proof of defeat. From there, you quit sooner, aim lower, and go quieter. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will learn how to change your sentences to open a path. You will swap absolute labels for specific, measurable descriptions. Do not speak in absolutes, speak with precision. Do not self-label describe your behavior. Do not close doors, open choices. Picture this, a box with a lid that says never. You're inside it strong enough to step out, but that word feels heavy as iron. Now think about this. If we replace the lid with a label that says 2 recent times in X, the door suddenly feels lighter. You see the doorknob. You try to turn it. Language is the steering wheel of perception. Change 1 word, change 1 direction. Every word lays down a track. So, we dissect language at 3 layers. Content, context, degree. Content is what? Context is where or when. Degree is how much or how many times. Not I am bad at communication, but I feel awkward when starting a conversation. Not I am always late, but I was late 3 times last week because I did not budget travel time. Not everything I do is terrible, but I am weak on openings and strong in the middle. Do you see it? When the sentence is clear, the task is clear. When the task is clear, the path is clear. But wait, why does the brain love absolutes? Because absolutes save energy. No need to think. No need to try. The price is freedom. The price is opportunity. The price is belief in your ability to learn. We will reclaim it bit by bit, with everyday words that are easy to grasp, with short, tight sentences that carry 1 idea each. Every day you rewrite exactly 1 sentence. Each sentence is a brick. Brick by brick, you build a bridge. So, before the 3 actions, remember 1 benefit. When you change the sentence, you change the emotion that rides with it. New emotion gives you new energy. Action 1. Change. I always fail too. I failed 2 recent times in X. At most 3 minutes. Write it down right now. Action 2. Change. I am bad at communication too. I feel awkward when starting a conversation. 3 minutes is enough. You can try 1 sample opening line afterward. Action 3. Strike out 1 absolute word in each belief sentence. Always, never, everything. 4 minutes, 1 pen, 1 short list. The benefits of these 3 steps are clear. You turn a sentence into an assignment. Assignments can be trained. Sentences only punish. Not I am the problem, but the word I am using is the problem. Not I lack grit, but I lack a 10-minute plan. Not I do not have the gift, but I need an opening technique and a breathing rhythm. Picture a meeting. You need to speak up. Your brain fires, I am terrible at speaking. Pause for 1 beat. Change it to I feel awkward when starting. The assignment appears instantly. Write a 10-word opening. You step up. You say 1 clear sentence. Confidence grows from action, not from wishing. But wait, some days the old sentence will return louder. You do not need to outshout it. You win with precision. Precision is 2 recent times. Precision is when starting. Precision is in a team meeting. Now think about this. If you replace 5 absolute sentences this week, how much lighter will your mind feel? How much more will your body want to try? 1 small note. Short is not automatically good if it is vague. Long is not automatically bad if it is precise. But the priority remains short, tight, 1 idea. So, when you rewrite, use a 3-part structure: specific behavior, specific context, specific degree. For example, I submitted 3 minutes late in 2 morning briefings. I avoid eye contact when there are more than 5 people in the room. I give short answers when I am asked a surprise question. Do you see how the new sentence opens choices? You can set an alarm 5 minutes earlier. You can practice eye contact for 10 seconds. You can rehearse 3 sample answers. Do not speak in absolute, speak with precision. That is the golden rule. Repeat it until it becomes reflex. Every day you audit 1 sentence. You hunt for absolutes. You replace them with data. Picture your language toolbox. Inside it are a highlighter, a ruler, and sticky labels. You use them like a locksmith. Every lock has grooves. Those grooves are where always, never, everything gets stuck. You shake them loose, the lock turns freely. But wait, do not forget the breathing rhythm when you change a sentence. Breath brings you back to the present. The present helps you be precise. 1-4-4-4 rhythm, 4 to inhale, 4 to hold, 4 to exhale, then write. You may ask, could precise wording make me feel worse? Possibly the first time, because the truth gets clearer. But precision always returns power. What kind of power? The power to set right-sized goals, the power to break tasks down, the power to praise yourself at the right moment. Do not self-label, describe behavior. When you describe, you no longer have to defend your ego. You only need to adjust your action. So, create a page called Words to Strike. Each time you see always, never, everything added to the page. At day's end, replace them with facts. After 1 week, the change is obvious. The self-critic voice softens. The coaching voice grows. You stop exhausting yourself. Picture calling a client to apologize. You do not say, I always miss deadlines. You say, I was late by 15 minutes because I misjudged travel time, and I have set a rule to leave 20 minutes earlier. That is responsibility, not self-torment. Now think about this. Which sentence in your head is boxing you into the tightest corner? Write it down. Change it in 3 minutes. Read the new sentence out loud. You will feel a small click. That is the sound of cognitive gears catching, the sound of freedom to move, the sound of a new door opening. You do not need anyone's permission. You grant permission with your own words. Language is a switch. You press it. The light turns on. Tomorrow you will train 1 more sentence, 1 sentence each day, 1 step per sentence. Long roads are walked with precise words. In Chapter 4, we will examine evidence so your new sentence has real weight and does not get blown away by emotional weather. I am no longer limited. Chapter 4, Evidence Audit. Evidence Audit. You do not suffer because of the old sentence. You suffer because you have never asked it a single hard question. Where is the evidence? But wait, how long have you let a vague sentence steer your feelings and your choices? You hesitate to try because you believe in a conclusion that has never been tested. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will drag the old sentence into the light. You will weigh it with clear data, not with distorted memory. Do not guess, verify. Do not cherry-pick failures, review the full set of facts. Do not punish yourself, fix your frame of reference. Picture this. You walk into a meeting with your heart rate up. Your mind fires, "I never present well." That sentence sounds solid because your brain just replayed 2 moments when you stumbled, but it conveniently ignored 4 times you did just fine. Now think about this. If an attorney presented only unfavorable evidence, would the court accept it? Your life deserves better than a biased trial. So, we set up a scale. We place both the left side and the right side on it. The scientific angle is simple. When data points are sufficient, conclusions are trustworthy. When data points are insufficient, conclusions are illusions. Not "I am bad," but what data do I have to say that? Not "I am good," but what data do I have to support the opposite? Balance is the compass. Before the actions, here is the payoff. You will cut about 70% of unreasonable self-criticism. You will free up bandwidth for action that matters. Action 1. Create 2 columns for belief number 1. Supporting evidence and counter-evidence. Limit yourself to 10 minutes. Write every real example you can recall, both for and against. Write it like this. Left shaky delivery in last month's review. Right introduced the new project clearly. Guest nodded along. Left forgot the main point on slide 3. Right answered 3. Q and a questions clearly. Why write both sides? Because your brain has a confirmation bias. It loves evidence that props up the old sentence and ignores the rest. Action 2. Find at least one time you did the opposite. 5 minutes is enough. If it is hard, ask a teammate one question. When did I handle this well? One instance is enough to crack never. One small fracture can collapse an absolute wall. You only need to see it. Action 3. Give each column a score from 0 to 10. Do not chase perfection, just estimate honestly. The goal is the ratio, not a pretty calculation. You will be surprised. Often "I always fail" gets only 4 points of support, while the counter-evidence gets 6 points you forgot to notice. But wait, someone will ask, what if I have only bad data? Good, now you have a basis for designing practice. Do not avoid bad data. Use it to size the next goal correctly. Do not sugarcoat. Analyze. Do not blame. Take responsibility for the next step. Picture a balance scale. Each fact is a coin. You add coins to both pans. As the counter-evidence side grows heavier, your feelings grow lighter. When reality is complete, fear gets smaller. That is the feeling of cognitive freedom. Now think about this. Which old sentence in you needs an audit today? Choose exactly one sentence. Focus like a laser. Every day you can audit one sentence. One 2-column table. One ratio. One working conclusion. So, let us agree on a definition of evidence. Evidence is an observable event. It has a timestamp, a context, and a specific outcome. Examples that meet the standard. On August 12th, internal demo, I spoke for 12 minutes, was 2 minutes late, and still kept the flow. On August 26th, client meeting, I forgot the example on slide 3 and lost the rhythm for 10 seconds. Those are data points, not labels. What to avoid? Avoid lines like "I am unbelievably terrible." Avoid lines like "I am the best." Both are useless when designing practice. Do not cherry-pick failures. Review the full set of facts. Because a full set of facts reveals the hinge point, the single spot where one small adjustment changes the outcome. Picture the hinge point in presenting. It is not the entire talk. It is the 20-second opening, or the way you transition slides, or the breath you take before answering. When you see the hinge point, you get the right dose practice, a 2-minute drill, a 5-minute drill, a 10-minute drill. Listen, record, score. That is the 3-beat rhythm of an audit. Not feelings, but a process. Not waiting for inspiration, but following a checklist. Now think about this. What story do you tell yourself after each stumble? If it is, I failed again, change it to I lack data. Then go collect data. One important note. When you write counter evidence, your brain will try to dismiss it, let it react. Then ask again, is it really true there was not a single decent instance? One instance is enough. One person's confirmation is enough. One specific result's enough. That is all it takes for never to collapse. So, add an evidence checklist to your daily notes. 3 simple boxes. Box 1, supporting event. Box 2, counter event. Box 3, today's ratio. At day's end, look at the ratio. If support is high, lower the goal for tomorrow. If counter evidence is high, raise the challenge slightly. Always follow the numbers, not your mood. Do not guess, verify. That is the iron rule of this chapter. Repeat it until it becomes reflex. But wait, someone will say my scoring is not objective. Invite a trusted friend to score with you, or score the next day after emotions cool down. 2 scores, 1 average ratio. That is enough to make a decision. You do not need perfection, you need consistency. Picture 1 week later, you have 7 2-column tables. You can see a progress curve. You say the data shows more often than I think. That is when the old voice loses power, because it only survives in the shadows. The light of evidence makes it shrink. Today you begin with 1 sentence, tomorrow add 1 more. Each day 1 small audit, each week 1 new conclusion. At the start of the morning, work for 10 minutes. At day's end, score for 2 minutes. A habit as light as breathing, as effective as swapping out a mental filter. It is not that you lack confidence. You have lacked a tool for realistic evaluation. The tool is now in your hands. You only need to use it consistently. Now think about this. What is the next sentence you want to audit? Write it at the bottom of the page. Tomorrow, return with a fresh table. In Chapter 5, you will learn how to rewrite a belief into a not yet, but version so the data you just gathered turns into daily motivation for action. I am no longer limited. Chapter 5, rewrite your belief reframe. Trying to look perfect is the fastest way to quit. You say I am perfect. Your brain scoffs and drags you back to the old spot. But wait, it is not that you lack ability. You are using the wrong sentence. Pretending does not create strength. It only exhausts you because you must perform. When you are tired, you let go. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will have a formula for a new sentence. You will change your feelings with an upgraded reality. Do not fake denial. Upgrade reality. Not I cannot, but I am not yet. But do not fool yourself. Lead yourself. Picture this. You're about to give a presentation. The old voice whispers, I am terrible at this. You fight back with I am perfect. Your body does not believe it. Your heart keeps pounding. Now think about this. If you say I am not smooth yet, but I have practiced the opening for 2 minutes each night, your brain has something to hold on to. Your body settles. The formula is very compact. I am not yet good at X, but I am learning it through YZ minutes each day. 1 sentence, 3 pieces enough to guide you. So, we move from an old belief to a working belief. We do not paint it pretty, we turn on the light. Not black and white, but process. Not a slogan, but a set of instructions. Not words to impress, words to act on. Every word is a doorknob. Grab the right one, the door opens. Grab the wrong one, your hand slips. Start with a close example. I do not have leadership in me. Change it to I am not yet used to leading meetings, but I am practicing 3 bullet point outlines for 10 minutes each day. I am bad at communication. Change it to I am not yet steady with opening lines, but I practice a 10-word opening for 5 minutes each night. That is a sentence for doing, not a sentence for showing off. But wait, why must there be a but clause? Because but is a bridge for the brain. It carries you across fear toward a specific action. The not yet protects your self-respect. The but attaches the action. Together, the sentence keeps you grounded in reality, not fantasy. The rule of 3 makes it feel solid. X is the skill. Y is the method. Z is the duration. Not I will try harder, but I set a reminder for 8:30 in the evening to practice for 2 minutes. Not I will be confident, but I will read the opening out loud in front of a mirror 3 times. Not I will be good at communication, but I will ask one open-ended question in every meeting. Every day you speak one redefining sentence. Every day you anchor it with one small action. Every day you mark one check mark. Before the 3 actions, here is the payoff. The new sentence reduces pre-game tension. The new sentence points to exactly what to do. The new sentence creates evidence so the belief hardens over time. Action 1. Write one sentence using the template, I am not yet good at X, but I am learning it through Y, Z minutes each day. Limit yourself to 5 minutes. Choose exactly one skill that is bothering you the most. Immediate benefit. Your brain has a map. You know where to start tonight. Action 2. Write 3 reframe versions for 3 old beliefs. 10 minutes is enough. Read them out loud to test how they roll off your tongue. Pick the one that sounds the most natural. Pick the shortest sentence that is still clear. Pick the one you are willing to follow tonight. Action 3. Choose one short sentence and stick it on your phone or laptop. 2 minutes is enough. Set it as your lock screen so you see it every day. Why stick it where you can see it? Because the eyes lead the mind. What hits your eyes every day gets laid into the track of behavior. Do not keep it in your head, put it where you will see it. Do not rely on willpower, rely on design. Do not make empty promises, bind yourself with reminders. Picture this sentence on your screen. I am not smooth yet, but I practice for 2 minutes each night. At 8:30 in the evening, the alarm goes off. You stand up and read the opening out loud. 3 minutes later, you feel different. You have a small win. The new belief climbs 1 notch. But wait, the perfectionist will ask, what if I fail? You did not fail, you collected data. You adjust Y and Z to fit. Do not blame, fine-tune. Do not quit, shrink the step. Do not scramble, keep the rhythm. Now think about this. What does I am perfect do for you? Nothing at all. It only pulls you away from the truth. The I am not yet, but sentence is different. It places you on the runway. It turns on the lights. It announces the time to take off. Add one more layer of clarity. If X is presenting Y, could be write an outline with 3 bullet points, practice a 10-word opening, breathe in a 4-4-4 rhythm. If X is communication, Y could be practice open-ended questions, hold eye contact for 10 seconds, say the other person's name. If X is English, Y could be 5 minutes of shadowing, 10 Anki cards, a 60-second recording. Do you see it? When you have Y and Z, the sentence becomes a plan. Plans feed confidence. Confidence feeds identity. Not I will change, but I am changing by doing this. Not tomorrow, but tonight at 8:30. Not until I feel ready, but act in order to feel ready. Picture yourself sending a difficult email. The old voice pulls you back. You whisper your reframe sentence. You set a 5-minute countdown timer. You type a 3-line outline. You press send. On the other side of send is a different feeling. Not because the email is perfect, because you were honest and proactive. So, create a reframe board in your notes. Column 1 is the old belief. Column 2 is the not yet, but version. Column 3 is the Z minute action. At the end of the day, tick one box you completed. This week, you will have 7 check marks. 7 check marks are 7 new bricks for your identity. Listen, write, act. These 3 moves are enough to keep momentum. Do not complicate them. Do not shortchange yourself for a day. Now think about this. Which sentence do you need to tell yourself tonight? Write it now, post it now, read it now. One note about feelings. When you say not yet, you feel lighter. When you say but you feel power, that feeling is a signal you are on the right track. And if someone mocks your sentence, look back at your progress board. Numbers do not laugh. Numbers guide. Do not race with slogans. Stay steady with the process. Do not prove it to other people. Prove it to yourself with action. Do not make one grand claim. Make small, daily claims. Today you rewrite one sentence. Tomorrow you rewrite one more. Each week you rewrite one habit. That is how a person rewrites a destiny. One sentence, one task, 1 minute of practice at a time. In Chapter 6, you will turn these reframes into micro-evidence that happens 3 times a day, so the new belief hardens like steel. I am no longer limited. Chapter 6, Micro-actions that create evidence, micro-proofs. It is not that you lack a new belief. You are missing the proof that lets that belief stand. Without proof, the new sentence is thin as paper. But wait, have you ever said I am changing and 1 week later everything was the same? The reason is simple. You talked about feelings. You did not produce evidence. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will learn how to create proof in 5 minutes. You will multiply it 3 times a day to anchor your identity. Do not wait to feel confident and then act. Act small to create confidence. Do not sculpt your feelings, produce evidence. Do not make vague wishes. Record them like a disciplined accountant. Picture this, a bank of belief inside you. Every small action is 1 coin deposited. Now think about this. You want to withdraw confidence. The account is empty. What will you withdraw? So, we will not say try harder. We will design 3 deposits each 5 minutes or less. Here is the backbone rule. Not flashy, but precise. Not overwhelming, but consistent. Not words to impress, actions to show. When you work small, the brain does not trip the alarm. The body agrees to cooperate. Feelings fall in line. Do not wait for the right inspiration, wait for the right time. Schedule it like medicine, as steady as a heartbeat. But wait, you may ask, what can 5 minutes do? It buys you 1 coin of proof, and you need many small coins every day. Start by setting checkpoints. Morning, afternoon, night. 3 checkpoints, 3 deposits, 3 check marks. Before the actions, 1 clear benefit. Each deposit lets you answer the old voice with facts. No arguing, no convincing. Just show the ledger. Action 1. Choose 1 task that takes 5 minutes or less and proves the opposite. Send 1 email. Open with 1 sentence. Do 10 push-ups. Choose the exact weak spot. If you fear speaking up, ask 1 open-ended question. If you fear rejection, send 1 short proposal. If you fear burnout, walk 300 steps. Why do it now? The brain needs fresh evidence. Old evidence expires quickly. New evidence moves the needle of identity. Action 2. Create a proof ledger in your notes. Write exactly 3 columns, date. Action, 1-line result. 5 minutes is enough. Log it like this. 8:10 in the morning. Asked 1 question in the daily. The team responded clearly. 1:25 in the afternoon. Sent an email requesting more data. Received a positive reply. 9:10 at night. Read the opening out loud for 2 minutes. The recording sounds steadier than yesterday. What will the ledger do for you? It turns a feeling into a data point. It turns maybe into done. It is your evidence when the old voice cross-examines you. Action 3. Repeat 3 times today. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once at night. Only 1 task each time, no more, no less. Consistency is king. Do not wait for confidence. Build confidence with small proofs. Do not need your emotions. Record concrete outcomes. Do not pray for it. Mark the check. Picture your day as a 3-lap course. Morning lap for takeoff. Afternoon lap to hold speed. Night lap for a smooth landing. On the morning lap, do the easiest task that hits the weak spot. You press send on a 1-sentence email. You earn 1 coin. On the afternoon lap, add 1 notch. Open with 1 line in the meeting. You earn a 2nd coin. On the night lap, you lock the day. Read the opening out loud for 2 minutes. You earn the 3rd coin. 3 coins, 3 check marks, 1 complete day. But wait, what is the difference between a microproof and a random chore? A microproof must touch the target belief. It must prove the opposite of the old sentence. If the old sentence is, I do not dare to speak up, the microproof is, ask 1 question in the meeting. Not wash the dishes? Dishes are fine, but they do not hit the target belief. If the old sentence is, I am weak physically, the microproof is 10 push-ups. Not watch a workout video. Watching is information, not proof. Now think about this. Which belief are you reframing from Chapter 5? Choose exactly one. Design a matching microproof. So, we need a tiny rule set to keep you on track. 5 minutes or less. Directly touches the belief. Record one line. 5 minutes or less so the brain will not make excuses. Touch the belief so the coin lands in the right account. Record one line so the coin does not evaporate. You may ask, what if I forget once? It is all right. Do not miss twice in a row. That is the rule. This simple rule saves the entire month. One day drops. The next day bounces back. Momentum remains. But wait, some days you will feel nothing is worth recording. Lower the difficulty. Pick an easier version. Send a 10-word message. Walk 120 steps. Do a 4-4-4 breath for 48 seconds. Do not challenge your ego. Invite your body to join. Do not lower your dignity. Lower the starting threshold. Do not stop. Always keep one thin string tied to the goal. Picture your 7-day proof chart. Day 1 is sparse. Day 3 is steadier. Day 7 becomes a chain. The chain gives you a sense of belonging. You become the person who does one small thing every day. That identity is durable. Every day you add 3 coins. Every day you collect 3 check marks. Every day the old voice shrinks a little. When the old voice asks, where is the evidence, you open the ledger. You read one line. The argument ends. It is not that you suddenly became mighty. You have a statement of record. A statement of record beats any emotional argument. So, set 3 alarms. 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 9 o'clock at night. Name each alarm after the target belief. 1 open-ended question. 1 one-sentence email. 2-minute opening practice. When the alarm rings, stand up immediately. Do not negotiate for more than 10 seconds. Execute. Write 1 line. If you are on the move, choose a mobile microproof, like a 4-4-4 breath, like texting thank you for X to a teammate. If you are in a meeting, type 1 open-ended question in the chat, or nod and give a 1-sentence summary after someone speaks. That is proof too. If you are at home, open your phone recorder. Read a 10-word opening out loud. Play it back once. Do you see it? Proof is everywhere. You only need to pick it up and log it. But wait, add a tiny reward after each deposit. 1 sip of cold water, 1 60-second song, 1 smile in the mirror. The brain learns fast when it is rewarded. You turn micro-proofs into a favorite habit, not a heavy obligation. Now think about this. If you complete all 3 today, how will you feel as you go to bed? Light, calm, empowered. Tomorrow, repeat the same pattern. No need for creativity, just 3 coins a day. The chain will grow. A long chain earns you the right to raise the bar. 5 minutes becomes 7. 1 sentence becomes 2 sentences. 10 push-ups become 15. Do not rush, increase by 1%. Not performance, but proficiency. Not fireworks, but steady flame. When someone asks for your secret, you will not talk about inspiration. You will open the ledger. You will point to the lines of proof. That is when you understand. A new belief does not arrive by itself. A new belief is built by hand. 1 line, 1 check mark, 1 small chime at a time. We are about to move to another lever. You will learn how to design your environment so micro-proofs happen almost automatically. Your desk, your phone screen, and your circle of friends will become a new runway. I am no longer limited. Chapter 7, Design Your Environment. You do not lose because your willpower is weak. You lose because your environment is stronger than you think. Every hour it whispers the old sentence and pulls you down. But wait, do you realize your phone is a loudspeaker for limiting beliefs? 1 swipe, 1 short video, 1 snide comment. You stand up with fresh resolve. 5 minutes later, a messy desk breaks that resolve. Clutter is friction. Friction kills habits. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will learn how to turn off the old loudspeaker and switch on new lights. You will design your environment so the right actions become your default. Do not lean on willpower, lean on design. Do not fight temptation, remove triggers. Do not try to be tougher, be smarter. Picture this. You want to drink more water. The cup sits in a cabinet up high. You forget. You stay thirsty all day. Now think about this. If you place a water bottle right next to your computer mouse, you will drink. No self-reminder needed. Environment is the majority vote. You win when the majority votes for you. You lose when a loud majority votes against you. So, we clean up the electorate. We replace the billboards around your brain. Do not hate yourself. Fix the context. Do not blame willpower. Design the workflow. Do not rely on luck. Rely on the map. Before the 3 actions, here is the payoff. Good design saves energy. You spend your power on what matters. You fight with yourself much less. The enemies here are quiet. Toxic social media, pessimistic friends, a cluttered desk. Each one is a trigger. Triggers summon the old voice. The old voice summons old actions. Old actions reinforce the old belief. A closed loop. We break it at the trigger. Break one link, the loop snaps. Do not force yourself to stop scrolling. Remove the sources that drag you down. Do not strain to work out. Place your gear in plain sight. Do not rely on memory. Recruit an accountability partner. Action 1. Unfollow 5 sources that pull you down and follow 5 that lift you up. 10 minutes at most. The benefit is less noise and better background content. Open your following list. Ask, does this source make me smaller or larger? If smaller, unfollow. If larger, keep. If it inspires the exact goal, add more like it. More specifically, drop channels full of pointless arguments. Drop accounts that distort body image. Drop groups that tear people down. Add channels for the skill you are practicing. Add accounts that share learning processes. Add people who are kind and have standards. You are not blindfolding yourself. You are adjusting your information diet. Your brain eats what you serve. But wait, do a few taps really matter? They matter a lot. Because every time you open your phone, you cast a vote. You are changing the election that decides your habits. Action 2. Place physical proof in your line of sight. A 3-box checklist for each day. 5 minutes at most. The benefit is turning intent into a physical reminder. Print a page with 3 boxes, morning, afternoon, night. Stick it to the edge of your screen or beside your keyboard. Place a pen right under the page. Where you place it matters more than how pretty it looks. Put it in your line of sight. Open your laptop and see it instantly. Do not go hunting for it. The checklist is a switch. The switch turns off excuses. The switch turns on small actions. Picture this. You see the morning box? You know you need a check mark. You do a 2-minute task. You check the box. Your brain releases dopamine. Action 3. Choose one accountability partner. Send tonight, I will report 1 line of progress. 3 minutes at most. The benefit is light but steady responsibility. Choose someone kind, not sarcastic. Set clear expectations, 1 line every night. Do not turn your friend into a manager. Turn your friend into a mirror. Why a partner? Because we forget to see ourselves clearly. Other people are mirrors. Mirrors keep your spine straight. Do not wait for perfect self-discipline. Build soft guardrails. Not heavy pressure, a light rhythm anchor. Not long reports, 1 line that shows momentum. But wait, what about the desk? Use the rule tools, easy temptations hard. What you need to do is close. What you should avoid is far. What is important sits in the center. What distracts gets hidden. Place your notebook under the mouse. Place your headphones beside the keyboard. Place your water bottle on your dominant side. Put snacks away where you cannot see them. Turn off notifications and play focus music on your computer. Bury time-sucking applications deep inside a folder. Do not ban, make it hard. Do not forbid, increase friction. Friction in the right place locks the old door. Now think about this. What does the dock on your computer say about you? All entertainment applications or tools that create value. Change the order. Pull the important applications to the front. Push the distracting applications out of sight. It takes 1 minute and changes the rhythm of your day. Picture your phone in grayscale. Color becomes less tempting. Scrolling feels less rewarding. You return to what you need to do. It is a small technique. It is very effective. Try it for 1 day, you will scroll less. So, Gather the 3 design principles. Important things must be easy to start. Noisy things must be hard to reach. Reminders must live at eye, hand, and ear level. Eye level is sticky notes or printed pages. Hand level is physical objects. Ear level is alarms. Alarms do not need to be loud. They need to be on rhythm. Morning, afternoon, night. 3 chimes that call you back to the track. Every day you audit what is on your desk. Every day you take a 15-second sweep to tidy. Every day you reset the switches. This is not perfectionist tidiness. It is energy strategy. Every item out of place is 1 drop of energy leaking. You feel tired from leaks, not just from work. But wait, about pessimistic friends. Do not end friendships with drama. Adjust the dosage. Reduce time spent in empty conversations. Increase time beside people with standards. If you cannot be near them, follow them from afar. Podcasts, audiobooks, newsletters. Mentors through content. They are still your environment. The digital environment is environment too. You are not alone. You only need to choose a different room to sit in. A room for growth stories, not a room for mockery. Now think about this. What can you do in 5 minutes right now? Unfollow 5 down-pulling sources. Follow 5 lift-you-up sources. Print a 3-box checklist. Text 1 friend. Those are 3 bricks. Build them into a new wall. The new wall blocks the wind. It shields young habits. Do not wait for willpower to wake up. Call it with a chime. Do not wait for inspiration to visit. Tidy the house so it can stay. Do not expect discipline from thin air. Feed discipline with context. On small note, do not try to change everything in one day. Change only the things you touch the most. Your phone, your desk, your social media. Tomorrow add 1 more thing. Next week add 1 more corner. 1 month from now, the whole room speaks 1 language. What language is that? The language of doable actions, the language of small evidence, the language of steady steps. You will find you do not need to pep talk yourself as much. The work drifts in the right direction on its own, because the slope tilts in your favor. Do not lean on willpower, lean on design. Do not fight temptation, remove triggers. Do not be stubborn, be wise. When people ask for your secret, you simply smile. You say, I rearranged my room. They laugh, then they see your checklist. They understand. The outer room is a map of the inner room. You are tidy, you are clear, you are light. In a moment, you will touch a deeper layer. We will talk about identity, the name you call yourself inside your head. This is the core that keeps momentum for a very long time. I am no longer limited. Chapter 8, a new identity. You have changed habits 10 times and life still snaps back. It is not because you are weak, it is because the name badge in your head has not changed. But wait, you are practicing new behaviors while wearing the old name, I am someone who quits. The old name pulls you back to the old spot like a rubber band snapping you in place. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will change your name badge. You will lock in a new identity with 3 short, powerful rituals. Do not call yourself a victim. Call yourself a learner. Not I am, but I am becoming. Do not polish the ego. Build a foundation for action. Picture this. You walk into a meeting wearing 2 different badges. One says quits easily. One says becoming a proof builder. Now think about this. Which badge makes you stand taller? Which badge gets you to speak first? Which badge keeps you working for 5 minutes when no one is watching? Identity is the character you choose to live as. The character dictates the lines. The lines lead the actions. So, we do not wait for inspiration to change identity. We write the new name badge first, then live into it minute by minute. This is not I am fooling myself. It is I am training myself. Not a sudden mutation, but a steady increase. Not a slogan, but a ritual anchor. Old identity statements have one feature. They absolutize, they trap, they give you no exit. You once said I am someone who quits. That sentence sounds honest, but it is a verdict. No time frame, no context. Replace it with the structure of a new identity. I am becoming someone who does one small thing every day. Short, clear, action-oriented. But wait, you may ask, is that fake? No, because this sentence is attached to rituals. It does not stand alone. Rituals turn words into muscle memory. Before the three actions, here is the payoff. You reduce inner friction at the start. You increase the feeling of right person, right task. You maintain momentum through tired days. When identity shifts, small choices shift with it. From choosing the back row, you choose the middle seat. From silence, you choose one line. From tomorrow, you choose right now. Not flashy, but quietly consistent. Not applause, but repetition. Not more, but right. Old behavior falls away once you are no longer the old person. It really is that simple. But it must be done with care. We do it with 3 moves. 1 declaration sentence, 1 21-day reminder, 1 2-minute identity uniform. First and iron principle. You do not wait to feel like who you are and then act. You act like the person you are becoming. Then your brain confirms, yes, that is who I am. Not I am a gambler, but I am a person who builds evidence. Not I am impulsive, but I am a person who regulates with my breath. Not I am an outsider, but I am a fast learner day by day. Every day you hammer 1 nail into the new identity. The nail is the ritual, the wall is the habit, the house is the person you are becoming. Action 1. Write a 1-line declaration, I am a person who creates evidence every day. 3 minutes is enough. Write it on your hand or in your notes, then read it out loud once. The benefit, a declaration is a startup command. It sets the brain to do not perform. It replaces I am a verdict with I am a process. Action 2. Set a reminder for 21 days to read the declaration out loud at 8 o'clock in the morning. 2 minutes is enough. Choose a gentle chime and name the reminder New Identity. Why 21 days? Long enough to become background music. Short enough to see the finish line. Each morning you flip the lever to the new shoulder you carry. When the chime rings, stand still and place a hand on your chest. Read it slowly and clearly. Read as if you believe it. If you do not yet believe it, read as you want to believe it. Action 3. Choose an identity uniform, a 2-minute boot-up action before you start work. 2 minutes is enough. It could be open the checklist, write 3 bullet points, or do a 4-4-4 breath. The benefit. A uniform is not clothing. A uniform is the ritual that puts you in character. You put on the role first, and the role carries you forward. But wait, why 2 minutes? Because 2 minutes is the lowest friction threshold. The body does not rebel. The brain nods. You might say, I want to do more. Start with 2 minutes. Identity likes kept promises. Small and steady beats big and broken. Now think about this. Tomorrow morning, what will you do in 2 minutes when you open your laptop? Write 1 opening line. Arrange 3 tasks. Read the declaration out loud. From now on, whenever you feel off rhythm, return to the uniform. The uniform is the way home. The uniform is the switch. Flip it and you are in character. Do not call yourself a victim. Call yourself a learner. Do not haul the past. Carry the plan. Do not herd your emotions. Lead them to follow. Picture a hard day. A deadline breathes down your neck. The old voice yells, you will quit again. Pause for 1 beat. Read slowly, I am a person who creates evidence every day. Open the checklist. Uniform 2 minutes. Begin. Do you know what happens? You no longer need to win the whole day in 1 blow. You only need to win 2 minutes. 2 minutes pull 10 minutes. 10 minutes pull 1 hour. 1 hour pulls the day. The day pulls the week. The week pulls the month. This is how a new identity wins without a fight. No shouting, no forcing, just repeating a ritual on rhythm. Now think about this. Which identity sentence is hurting you the most? I am someone who quits. Change it now. I am becoming someone who never misses 2 days in a row. Another example. I am someone who hates speaking up. Change it to I am becoming someone who asks 1 open-ended question in every meeting. The new sentence shows a path. The old sentence shows a dead end. Do not self-label. Describe identity with behavior. Do not prove it to anyone. Prove it with your evidence ledger. Do not wait to be named. Name yourself correctly. But wait, you say this feels like acting. It is not. Acting pretends without data. This is ritual tied to daily data. You will notice a delay. Today you read the declaration, tomorrow you feel lighter. Today you practice for 2 minutes, next week you feel momentum. Do not rush. Trust the law. A new identity is a cumulative curve. Every drop counts. Every drop finds its moment to overflow. Every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, the reminder chimes. Every day you speak exactly one sentence. Every day you put on the 2-minute uniform. Listen, act, see the difference. You may add a small reward after the ritual. 1 sip of water, 1 60-second song, 1 slight nod in the mirror. The brain loves linking action to reward. A small feeling is enough to bring you back. Tomorrow you will be on time again. Add 1 subtle detail. Place the declaration where your eyes land when you open your laptop. Top left corner of the screen, along the keyboard edge, beside the checklist. The declaration is the soundtrack. The checklist is the lyrics. The uniform is the dance. When all three align, you are in character. In character, you do not think as much about who you are. You are busy being that person. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be faithful to the role you chose. The role of a person who creates evidence every day. The role of a person who boots up with 2 minutes before work. If you skip a day, do not rewrite a dark script. Return the very next day. The familiar rule, do not miss 2 days in a row. 1 deep breath, 1 declaration sentence, 1 2-minute ritual. You are back. At this point, 3 gears are meshing. The reframe points to the task. The micro proof provides the evidence. The new identity keeps the momentum. In a moment, you will learn how to measure and see progress with a very light number system. This system will help you make calm decisions without depending on the day's emotional swings. I am no longer limited. Chapter 9, Systematize and Track. You are not out of breath because you are weak. You are out of breath because you are not measuring. When you do not measure, your brain remembers the pain and forgets the progress. But hold on. There are days you do 3 small things and still say at night today was useless. That is your brain spinning a story, not reading a ledger. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will have a clean 7-day board. You will have 2 anti-slip rules and a 10-minute weekly review. Do not wish vaguely. Track specifically. Do not wait for feelings to lead. Let numbers be the compass. Do not judge yourself. Adjust the system. Picture this. You are walking in fog with no mileposts. Every step feels lost. Now think about this. If there were mileposts every 656 feet or about 200 meters, you would still be tired, but you would not panic. The brain needs numbers, not dreams. Numbers calm a crisis. Numbers point to where to turn. Therefore, we build a system as light as breath, so light you can do it every day without feeling burdened. Not complicated, but minimal. Not flashy, but usable. Not pretty on paper, but durable in real life. The enemy here is warped memory. It magnifies 1 mistake. It shrinks 3 wins. We counter it with a log. A log is a journal of facts. A log does not argue. Today you need 3 things. A 7-day board, 2 Never's rules, a 10-minute review schedule. Before we start, the benefits are clear. You will see your progress even when it is small. You will know when you slipped and why you slipped. You will know what to raise and what to lower. Do not ask, do I feel better? Ask, what do the numbers show? Not I think, but the log records. That is the shift of an adult. Action 1, a 7-day board with 3 small proof boxes each day. It takes at most 3 minutes to create. Draw 7 rows from Monday through Sunday. Each row has 3 boxes, morning, afternoon, evening. Post it beside your desk at eye level. Benefits. You turn intentions into physical touch points. Your hand touches the pen. Your brain flips into execution mode. You do not need long sentences. You only need a check mark. A day with 3 check marks is a win. But hold on. Do 3 small check marks really matter? Yes, because 3 small marks link into a streak. A streak is what rewires the brain. A streak is real-world identity. I am the person who checks 3 boxes every day. Identity pulls behavior along. Action 2, the 2 nevers rule. Never skip 2 days in a row. Never leave 2 boxes blank. Explanation. If today drops, tomorrow you catch it. If 1 box is forgotten, 2 boxes must be checked. The system rebounds on its own. Benefits. You do not fall into the swamp of "I already failed, so let it go." You always have a way back within 24 hours. Do not brood, return. Do not tell a dark story, flip the switch. Do not ask, "Why am I bad?" Ask, "What do I do now?" Action 3, a 10-minute review each week. Keep one habit, drop one habit, elevate one habit. 10 minutes on time in the same place. You open the board. You look at 7 days. Keep what is producing results. Drop what creates noise or no longer fits. Elevate what has become too easy by 1%. Why only 10 minutes? Because good decisions come from quick, accurate looking back. Too long turns into storytelling. Now think about this. How many days last week had 3 check marks? If it was 3 days, aim for 4 this week. If it was 5, aim for 6 this week. Do not jump levels. Advance by 1%. Do not burn through a phase. Extend the phase. Do not rush. Be steady. Picture this. You're bored after 3 weeks. The check marks line up diagonally. Your brain sees momentum. Self-respect rises quietly. When the brain wants to deny numbers, do not allow it. When emotions drop, numbers pull you up. When pride swells, numbers pull you down. Therefore, add one small technical detail. Each day beside the check mark, write one keyword. Morning email, afternoon openers, evening 2 minutes on the opening paragraph. One word is enough to cue memory. No energy wasted, data still captured. Do not write a story. Write a marker. Markers make you more decisive. Markers make the review meaningful. But hold on. What happens when you see many empty boxes? Do not punish yourself harshly. Change the question. From "Why am I so bad?" to "What is the barrier?" From "I am lazy" to "Where is the system missing a piece?" From "I am not a fit" to "Is the step simply too high right now?" You just shifted from judge to engineer. The engineer fixes the system fixes the results. Every day you check 3 boxes. Every day you see 1 row move forward. Every day you talk less and do more. You need 1 more layer of defense for stormy days. Prepare 1 backup micro-proof that needs no tools. Breathe 4, 4, 4. Write 1 sentence of gratitude. Walk 120 steps. On a stormy day, you still get a check. The streak does not break. The momentum does not vanish. Now think about this. You can set an alarm called third check at 9 o'clock in the evening. You look at the board. If 2 boxes are already checked, do 1 more 2-minute task. That is how you lock the day. You go to sleep with a win. You wake up light-shouldered. Therefore, keep the board at eye level. Keep the pen within reach of your hand. Keep the alarm within earshot. Eye level, hand reach, earshot. 3 anchors, 3 reminders, 3 paths back. Do not bury the board inside an application. You will forget to open it. You will forget to check it. A sticky note by your monitor beats every beautiful application because it is always visible, because it hits your eyes before your willpower wakes up. Do not depend on inspiration. Lay tracks. Do not fight yourself. Follow the mileposts. Do not act by mood. Act by schedule. One note about elevate by 1%. Do not elevate all 3 habits at once. Choose exactly 1. Increase it very slightly. For example, 2 minutes of reading aloud becomes 3 minutes. 1 open-ended question becomes 2 questions every other day. 10 push-ups become 12. After you elevate, lock it in for 7 days. Do not keep elevating without pause. Your brain needs time to make it stable. But hold on. Someone will ask, if the week was terrible, what is there to review? The review must still happen. You decide to keep 2, drop 1. Keep 2 minimal things. Drop the distractor. Do not elevate during a stormy week. That is the wisdom of the system. Know when to shrink. Know when to stretch. Know when to wait. Know when to advance. When your energy rises again, then you elevate. The system is your companion, not your warden. You stay with it because you are supported, not because you are punished. Now think about this. Which box will you start with next Monday? What will you check in the morning? What will you check in the afternoon? What will you check in the evening? Write 3 prompts on the edge of the board in advance. So when you are busy, you just pick. You do not need to think. Thinking is friction. Friction kills habits. We cut friction with preparation. Do not wait for when I have time, I will do it, but when the time comes, I do it. Do not wait for a clear mind, but a ready template. Do not lean on willpower. Lean on the schedule. Imagine your Sunday night conversation. You open the board. You say 3 lines to yourself. What will I keep next week? What will I drop next week? What will I elevate next week? 3 lines, 10 minutes, enough direction for 7 days. When someone asks you, where does progress come from? You do not talk about inspiration. You point to the 7-day board. You point to the 2 nevers rule. You point to the 10-minute review log. Those are the 3 gears of the system. If one gear slips, the other 2 catch. You can move forward with peace of mind. Therefore, schedule the review right now. Sunday, 8 o'clock in the evening. An alarm named Keep, Drop, Elevate. Prepare 1 marker, 1 fresh board each week, 1 clip to store the old board. Do not throw away the old boards. Old boards are your museum of progress. On a rough day, open the museum. You will remember how far you have come. You will be gentle with small mistakes. You will be serious about your commitments. Do not live by luck. Live by a system. Do not keep it secret. Share it with a companion. Do not run alone. Run on a lane with lines. If you drift for a few days, come back with 1 check mark tonight. 1 check is enough to reopen the door. The rest can wait for tomorrow. We are about to reach the final piece. You will learn how to recover quickly when you stumble and how to expand your safe zone by 1% each day. That is how you keep momentum when life throws surprises. I am no longer limited. Chapter 10, Resilience and Comfort Zone Expansion. You do not collapse because of the fall. You collapse because the old voice whispers, see you are still the same. Cut that whisper. But hold on. How many times have you restarted for 6 days, then tripped on day 7? And instead of getting up, you toss the entire week into the trash. Stay until the end of this chapter. You will have a fall. Stand back up script that is as quick as pressing a button. You will have a 1% test to expand your comfort zone each day. You will have a small reward ritual to seal the win. Do not judge. Reset fast. Do not shrink. Expand by 1% each day. Do not scold. Lead your body back onto the rails. Picture this. You just missed a practice session. The old voice cheers you lost. Quit. Now think about this. If right then you breathe 4-4-4 for 48 seconds, your body settles. Your brain lowers the alarm. Therefore, we write an emergency script in advance, short, clear, and easy to do anywhere. Do not wait to feel clear. Use a ritual to get clear. Do not wait to stop feeling ashamed. Act while a little shame is still there. Do not drag the emotion around. Change state with your breath. The enemy here is the downward slide. The slide magnifies a small mistake into a big sentence. We cut the slide with 3 steps. Step 1, breathe 4-4-4. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Step 2, write 1 line of what you learned. No storytelling, exactly 1 line. The barrier is a noisy lunch hour. I will move it to 9 o'clock in the evening. Step 3, restart with 1 2-minute micro proof. Light, specific, no making up for lost time. Do not judge, reset fast. That is the golden rule. Repeat until it becomes a reflex. But hold on. You may say that sounds too simple. Correct. Because complexity will not save you when your heart is racing. You need a button, not a lecture. The button is breathe right do. Picture yourself at a train platform in the rain. 1 slip does not ruin the trip. Throwing away the trip does. Now think about this. What do you need to get back up within 3 minutes? A ready-made note template, a ready timer, a ready micro proof. Therefore, prepare a rescue card, as small as an index card in your wallet. One side prints 4-4-4. The other side prints 1 line learned. At the bottom, it says 2-minute micro proof. Do not subtract points for the day you fell. Add points for standing back up. Do not remember the mistake. Remember the way home. Do not compare with others. Compare with yourself 3 minutes ago. Now to the 1% expansion. Your comfort zone is not a cage. Your comfort zone is the platform you jump from. You do not need to jump 100%. You need to nudge 1%, light but steady. Every day push the edge by one notch. One more minute, one more person, one more email. But hold on. When do you push? When do you hold? Push when you finish easily for 3 days in a row. Hold when your body signals fatigue. Not reckless, but strategic. Not competitive, but skillful. Not impatient, but accumulating. Examples of 1%. You are reading aloud for 2 minutes. On day 4, raise it to 3 minutes. Next week, add 10 seconds of eye contact. You are asking one open-ended question in meetings. This week, raise it to 2 questions every other day. Next week, try 1-sentence summaries after someone speaks. You are training with 10 push-ups. Add 2 more on Wednesday and Saturday. Keep the other days the same. Not a breakthrough, but an evolution. Not trying to redline, but engaging one gear at a time. Not win it all at once, but win a little each time. Now think about this. Which door have you avoided the longest? The door of speaking up? The door of sending proposals? The door of owning responsibility? Pick one door, open it by 1%, then close it gently. Tomorrow, open it another notch. You will be surprised. After 30 days, the slit becomes a path. After 90 days, the path becomes a road. After 180 days, the road becomes an instinctive habit. Therefore, schedule 1% right on your 7-day board. A small box next to each check. Write today's notch. Plus 1 minute, plus 1 question, plus 1 email. Not flaunting achievement, but tracing progress. Not forcing yourself, but elevating yourself. Not vague, but measurable. But hold on. There will be a day when 1% is too much. Return to 0% to keep the streak. Raise it again tomorrow. Do not call that a loss. Call it a maintenance day. Maintenance keeps the engine running. A running engine is what reaches far. Now for rewards, why reward at all? Because the brain learns from signals of pleasure. 1 sip of hot tea, 1 favorite 3-minute song, 1 deep full-body stretch. Not shopping, but self-care. Not wasteful, but refueling. Not a bonfire, but steady embers. Picture this: you just sent a hard email. Your timer signals a 3-minute reward. You close your eyes and listen to a clip of music. The feeling of "I did it" locks into your brain. Now think about this. Which reward fits you best? Place it in your to-do. Do it right after the hard task. Therefore, we will lock this chapter with 3 actions. Each action delivers an immediate benefit. Action 1. The fall, a stand back up script in 3 minutes. Benefit: cut the slide and recover fast. Do it right when you stumble. Breathe 4, 4, 4 for 48 seconds. Write 1 line learned in 60 seconds or less. Do 1 2-minute micro proof to lock momentum. Action 2. The 1% test. Benefit: expand the comfort zone by small steps without triggering resistance. Choose the right target skill. Raise by 1 unit plus 1 minute, plus 1 person, or plus 1 email. Spend 5 to 15 minutes depending on today's energy. Action 3. A small reward after completion. Benefit: pair joy with the right behavior to sustain a long streak. Brew hot tea or play a favorite 3-minute track. Record 1 keyword. Reward check mark in your log. Smile softly, then close the loop for the day. Not paying for mistakes, but designing recovery. Not smashing limits, but widening the boundary by 1%. Not rewarding to forget the fatigue, but rewarding to remember the momentum. But hold on. Prepare for storm days. A blackout day, a brutal deadline day, a tangled mind day. You can still keep the lowest rhythm. 1 round of 4-4-4 breathing, 1 line learned. 1 micro proof for 60 to 120 seconds. The storm passes, the streak stays intact. You stay intact. Picture the next 6 months. You no longer panic when you stumble. You treat a stumble as a learning signal. You fire the script. You stand back up within 3 minutes. Now think about this. Where will you stick the script? Left side of your monitor, inside your wallet, on the back of your phone. Name the alarm fall, stand back up. A gentle chime, not harsh. A chime that calls you home, not to court. Therefore, we reinforce the final trio. Reset fast, raise by 1%, reward small. This trio snaps into the system from Chapter 9. It snaps into the identity from Chapter 8. It snaps into the micro-proofs from Chapter 6. You do not need to be stronger than others. You need to return faster than your old self. So fast that the old voice does not have time to throw a party. Do not judge. Reset fast. Do not shrink. Expand by 1% each day. Do not quit. Continue on the rails you have laid. You have finished 10 chapters. Each chapter is a gear. Each gear now meshes. In a moment, you will fit them into one final chorus. A pledge to action for the next 24 hours. A call to awaken a new identity, strong and calm. I am no longer limited. Faith does not change when you pray. Faith changes when you create proof. Do not rely on willpower. Rely on design. Do not wait for confidence. Act small to create confidence. Do not live by moods. Walk on a system. Final conclusion. A system beats inspiration. Picture yourself standing at the airplane door. The wind is strong. Fear is screaming. You look down at the runway you cleared for yourself, micro-proofs, a checklist, a 2-minute uniform ritual. You step. Your whole body leans forward. The door closes behind you. The flight path opens. Right after you turn off this video, do 3 things in 15 minutes. Write 1 sentence that begins, I have not, but, choosing the skill that gnaws at you most. Do 1 micro-proof in 5 minutes or less that hits that belief head on. Set 2 reminders at 8 o'clock in the morning, read your pledge. At 9 o'clock in the evening, check the 3rd box. If you leave it for tomorrow, the old roots will dig in 1 layer deeper. Do not give them 1 more day. 6 months from now, you open the drawer of your checkmark board museum. The rows of line up into a road. Your teammates ask for the secret. You do not talk about luck. You point to the proof log, the checklist in the fall. Stand back up script. You smile because you know you have become the keeper of momentum. Quiet, but undeniable. I am no longer limited.